If you clicked on this video, you'll most likely know what auras are. But if you don't, auras are items that offer temporary effects for a set amount of time before going on cooldown. Auras are mostly purchased using loyalty points as part of the members' loyalty program. There are a few exceptions, but this program makes getting the majority of auras a massive pain due to the time-gated nature of loyalty points. Despite the flawed nature of the loyalty program, auras themselves are very useful to an Ironman account. Therefore, it is important to plan out which auras you want to purchase, as a single mistake could set you back months of loyalty points. In this video, we will be looking at the recommended order for buying auras on Ironman. Buying auras on Ironman differs slightly compared to mains, since skilling progression is such a big part of the Ironman gameplay. As always with my videos, these are just recommendations. I will do my best to explain my reasoning for the ordering, but you should adapt these recommendations to your current account situation. For example, don't go buying Jack of Trade auras if you never plan to do the Jack of Trade daily. The recommended buy order for the first handful of auras Ironman should purchase is on screen now. Please watch on to understand the reasoning behind this list. There are of course many other auras outside of this list, and we'll briefly touch on those auras towards the end. I have deliberately left the combat aura, vampirism, dark magic, maniacal, reckless, and berserker off this list as they are bought through rewards retreat rather than loyalty points. I will discuss these auras at the end of this video. The number one on this list is Surefooted. Surefooted is a great aura to start because it provides infinite run energy and it prevents you from failing obstacles on agility courses. The infinite run is useful for a starting account as you will have limited access to teleports and you will most likely be spending a lot of your time running around Runescape doing quests and skilling. Being able to run rather than walk everywhere will be a massive help. The secondary effect of not failing obstacles is also very useful to speed up your agility training. Now, many people recommend purchasing Jack of Trade aura first. My suggestion of buying Surefooted will not affect when you get Jack of Trade because it is only 5,000 loyalty points. With the loyalty points program, you will have a cumulative total of 500 points in the first month, 5,000 in the second month, 12,500 in the third, and 22,000 in the fourth. Since Surefooted only costs 5,000 and Jack of Trade costs 15,000, this means regardless if you buy Surefooted or not, you will still have to wait until the fourth month of your membership to buy Jack of Trades. Speaking of, the second aura on this list is Jack of Trades aura. Jack of Trades and its upgraded variants are a godsend for Ironman. While Jack of Trade is active, you need to gain experience in 10 different skills. There is no requirement on how much experience you need to gain. Even if you only gain 1 experience in each of the 10 skills, it will still count. Once you have gained the experience in 10 different skills, you will get a reward book which grants you experience in any skill you wish. You can easily set up a routine to complete the requirement within minutes. If you visit the Jack of Trade page on RS Wiki, you will find many different routine recommendations. You can activate the Jack of Trades aura once per day, so you'll get 1 book every single day. If you have the premium artifact, you can reset your Jack of Trades aura to gain 2 books every single day. In the early to mid game, this will be a core training method for resource intensive skills such as Herbalore. Since the reward book scales, some Ironman even continue to do Jack of Trade aura all the way until level 99 or 120. It is highly recommended to do the Jack of Trades every single day when you are starting your Ironman account. The third aura on this list is Greenfinger. Greenfinger is an aura that increases your crop yield when farming. I cannot overestimate how important farming is to an Ironman. You need it for Herbalore ingredients, which creates potions for bossing and PVMing. Not to mention Herbalore in itself is one of the more, if not the most difficult skill to train for an Ironman. So get this aura early and start doing your regular farm runs with it to start building up your Herbalore resources. The fourth on this list is Master Jack of Trades. This is the upgraded version of the Jack of Trade aura that was second on this list. I won't go over again how useful Jack of Trade aura is, but the upgraded version will give you more experience from your daily reward book. The downside is that you will now need to gain experience in 15 skills compared to only 10 of the standard Jack of Trade aura. Despite the additional requirement, it is still worth upgrading for the bigger reward book. The fifth aura on this list is Penance. Penance gives you prayer points when you take damage. Prayer restoration potions are very scarce for an Ironman, and there seemed to be a theme in this video around Herblore resources. But of course, as an Ironman, you'll find yourself struggling with prayer or super restore potions throughout your gameplay. Even in the late game, when you're into high level PvMing, you will sometimes have to go out of your way to obtain these potions to restore your prayer. Having Penance will help conserve your prayer potions throughout your Ironman journey. Not only that, it can actually help boost your combat and slayer experience rates by allowing you to use combat boosting prayers such as ultimate strength and piety when killing monsters which you otherwise wouldn't want to waste prayer potions on. The 6th and 7th aura on this list are the Greater and Master Greenfinger aura. This is the upgraded version of the standard Greenfinger aura, which was the 3rd aura on this recommendation list. At this point in the game, you should be getting into the swing of herb runs, and having the upgraded version of the Greenfinger aura will help you a lot in gathering herb lore ingredients. There's not much to say here. Get your Greenfinger aura and do your farm runs. The 8th aura on my list is the Core of the Sea aura and its variation upgrades. There are many scaling auras in Runescape that can help you boost your experience rates. However, as an Ironman, it is often more important to prioritize resources rather than experience. As you level up, you'll find that in general, resources becomes the limiting factor rather than experience itself. This is why I so heavily recommended Greenfinger aura in the beginning, due to its importance for Herblore resources. It is the same reason why I've put Core of the Sea and its variant on this list. Food in the early to mid game is a very important resource. You will most likely be fishing the majority of your food, so I believe it is worth getting the Core of the Sea aura to help with your food supply. How much you should upgrade your Core of the Sea aura is entirely up to you. For players who are very into their PvMing, I suggest you do not spend too much loyalty points upgrading your Core of the Sea aura. This might seem counterintuitive, but many bosses in the end game actually drop a lot of raw food. You don't actually need to use a lot of food at these boss encounters if you know what you're doing. On the other hand, if you're mainly a quote-unquote skiller who will be doing a lot of slayer and other kind of monster killing activities, I will suggest upgrading your Core of the Sea as much as you can, since you won't be relying on boss drops for food. With that comes the end of my recommended list. Of course, these are just the initial few auras you will want to purchase. There are many other useful auras, but beyond this point, the auras you will want to buy becomes very situational. You want to look at what activities you are doing on your Ironman, as well as how many loyalty points you have. As some example, if you're planning to train divination and gather energies for invention, you'll want to buy the enrichment aura. If you're looking to mine ores for making masterwork armor, you'll want to buy the Quarry Master aura. If you're starting to do bloodwood trees for backbolts, you will want to buy the Lumberjack aura. Once you are at this point in the game, I am sure you will have the understanding to know which auras you want to buy at this point and onwards. You can also start working towards Supreme Greenfinger and Jack of Trade auras if you're consistently doing your dailies. Finally, before we finish, I want to discuss the auras I mentioned at the start of the video, which you can buy from War's Retreat. Those are Vampirism, Dark Magic, Maniacal, Reckless, and Berserker. Vampirism aura heals you based on the life points you deal. Dark Magic provides a chance to inflict corruption damage when you're in combat. Maniacal, Reckless, and Berserker massively boost your damage and accuracy for the respective style at the cost of your defense. Maniacal for magic, Reckless for ranged, and Berserker for melee. In my opinion, you should definitely purchase Maniacal, Reckless, and Berserker aura first, based on your style preference. If you mainly use melee, buy Berserker. If you mainly use ranged, buy Reckless, and so on. This is simply due to how strong these three auras are. They are what should be used in almost every single boss encounter, full stop. Next, you'll want to buy Dark Magic. While not as strong, Dark Magic will have use for general combat for boosting your damage output. For example, when training Slayer. They're also useful if you're planning to use multiple styles, such as when you're hybriding or tri-briding combat, since using multiple styles will limit the usefulness of Maniacal, Reckless, or Berserker aura. Finally, the last aura you want to get is Vampirism aura, and there's an argument to say whether it is even worth spending your Marks of War on the aura itself. In the past, when Vampirism aura was brought using loyalty points, I would actually advocate Ironman buying Vampirism aura due to how difficult it is to get food in the early game. Unfortunately, now that Vampirism aura can only be bought from War's Retreat, that is no longer the case. By the time you gain enough Marks of War to purchase Vampirism aura, I believe you do not need the aura anymore. These Marks of War can be better used to purchase aura refreshers or the auras we talked about earlier. It is also worth noting that while on paper, Vampirism aura heals 5% of the damage you inflict, this is capped at 50 life points per hit. So the healing from the aura is much lower, and the aura itself is much worse than first appear. This concludes my recommended list of auras to buy in order. If you have any questions, do leave down in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, yada yada yada. See you in the next video.